Welcome back, family, to another Social Walking in Wisdom. And in this platform, we seek to unearth and we do review on characters as portrayed by the Nollywood industry. And we all have our favorites, and we could start right here with Uchenancy, the phenomenal Uchenancy, who has raised and really set the bar high for her two beautiful daughters, including the elder Sonia Uche, otherwise known as Soso or Sosoliso. Then we have the beautiful Chinenebe, and of course, her adopted daughter, we have Ubibe Obio. She's really set the standard for her family. And today I want to take the time to just do a character analysis of the presence and aura of Uchenancy. So, full disclaimer. Though I'm a leadership coach, I've never met Uchenancy or any member of her family. I am a Nollywood aficionado, and I haven't been that long. I've been looking at Nollywood for the past maybe 5 years, I think since CV19, right? When I was working from home. And then I realized it was certainly the prescription that the doctor ordered. It's faith-based, it's funny, artistic, deep storylines, wonderful acting skills, and I was over in the West cheering everyone on. And then I became more immersed in the movies. And as a leadership coach, I'm thinking about character. And while the world suffers from characteritis, i.e., bad character for the most part, many individuals and celebrities believe that that's the way to go. I couldn't disagree with you more that if you think that the way to get noticed is through displaying bad character, even if it's not your character. And we are all called to be, um, if you're a man or woman of faith, to be hearers and not just hearers, but doers of the word. And we are called as women. Let's just talk about women to be virtuous women, right? And if you saw the movie Promise Affection and my character analysis, you know how I feel passionately about the elder really setting an example so the youngers can model their behavior. And in that movie, it was really for me about character between Generation Z, who's ready to shout and throw a tantrum, versus the elegance of what I may say, generation Generation X. And though we didn't have a perfect generation as a Generation X as well, I knew many virtuous women, including my own mom. So seeing this in this beautiful woman, Uche Nancy, and her family, it really gives me a smile. Through her trials and tribulations, they showed videos where her daughter surrounded her during her own illness. And of course, she had the distinct pleasure of not just raising her own, but she took on the responsibility of just being a role model. And I'm trying to find a picture of Ubube, which I had here, but it doesn't show up. But understanding, there we go. Yes, there's Ubube. We can't miss her out. And those Uchinensi is not her biological mom. You can see she had a lot of lessons. She inclined her ear to wisdom, meaning Ubube, and she learned a lot of lessons from her adopted mom. And so much so she was fully immersed in this family, including picture day. So absolutely. And this is important to me to share in the middle of doing character analysis based on, I'll bring it to right front and center, is what Chinny Baby shared during her here. She says she is proud of me, a mother's prayer. So when I saw that, that really stirred my heart. I want to bring you certain pieces. I'm not going to do the volume. We recommend you go and see the entire video from Chinebe showing that her mother, who was in the United States with her older sister, when she finalized the furnishing of the home, she was abroad and she came back, and I believe this was her first stop. So let's just look at the excitement and the joy of this young woman, and this is why character matters. Let's just take a look at it. And this is fair use for educational purposes only. As a leadership coach, it's just to showcase character and the love between a mother and a daughter. Many a times we spoke on this platform based on the movies, the bad character of moms. And we know it's characters. So Why not bring some life examples? Look at this beautiful young lady, Uche Nancy, right? 50s is young. That's just the second chapter in one's life. And she is so proud of her daughter, and it's the prayers. So I encourage you to go see it. She just started to bless the home, bless the home, bless the home. And today I would like to dive into the character of this wise woman or just wise mothers, so you might be able to relate. So this is not a story about anti-man or anti-marriage. This is a story about making lemonade with lemon and having the faith to follow through. And despite the circumstances, she can still be the best mother possible by by leading by example, right? And that's what leaders do, leading by example. My understanding, she started off as a costumer, and there's nothing wrong with that, but she certainly had ambitions to move forward. And now she has her own television production and is able to encourage her own children not only to be actors and actresses, follow their dream, finish school, all graduated, have their own businesses. So it's not just the actors and actresses, meaning Chinedebe and Sonia Uche Obube. We do have the two younger sisters. One is a social media influencer, I believe Pritioma, and then the other young lady, Chinu, she is a apparel business owner. So everyone is doing well and understanding the importance. And it just reminded me in terms of the lessons that my mother taught us when we immigrated to a new country and we needed to start off. Education was front and center. Character building was front and center. And then it was all about doing the work and really understanding the purpose that you were birthed. So pursuing your God divine or your divine purpose, Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you." And if you're younger and watching this clip, just understand you're here for a reason. And it behooves you to find out what that reason is. Many people are unhappy with their lives because they're just kind of winging it. You're not given a life to wing it. You need to do the work in finding out what your purpose is, and you find that information from your creator. So whether you have faith or not, or you believe or not, you were created for a reason and you were created by the creator. So you need to find out from your creator what's your role in life. Similar to the movies, the creators and the producers, they are the creators of the movies. Then the actors and actresses, once they handed the story, they need to find out from the creator the vision of the story. What exactly did you have in mind? And with that, they're able to portray it. It's the same thing. And this is this is such a blessing. And I love when Chinebe stated that, I'm so glad that my mom came. Her blessing was the final touch that she needed. So she was very happy she was able to do so. So again, just for purposes, I'm not going to show you all of that, but I encourage you to go ahead and review it. The other part I wanted to share with you is the visit by Uchenna Mabano. Again, these young ladies have certainly set the bar very high because of their mom. And when you have individuals like Uchenna Mabano coming to your home, blessing your home, giving you such words of inspiration, and in the event they don't have a father figure to do so, in and of itself, that's a blessing. So again, we say all praises to the Most High. This is indicative of character for busy Nollywood producer to visit. And then the other part I wanted to bring to your attention before we get into just my brief character analysis is this particular part when Chinenebe went over to Sonia Uche's production. And like many are saying in Nollywood, as Queen Soso herself, she talks less and it's all about the work. And what was showcased in this particular clip in Chinenebe's blog is Sonia Uche's TV production home, right? Where the office scene is set, the bedroom scene, the guardsman scene, the living room, the dining room, the kitchen. It's a real house. And this young lady's making moves. And why can't she make moves? Because she is learning from her mom, indeed. And I want to show you just a little bit. There she is. And this is, again, looking at good character of a virtuous woman. She's able to teach her kids and clearly by example. And it's all about modeling the examples of her mom. Again, not everyone is an actor or actress, so that's okay. But it is certainly about showcasing um, the highlights of what they saw and therefore what they know is possible. And many times we find out that as kids, if they may not have that role model before them, you still can dream because you have a creator. So even if you don't have a mom or dad providing you with that character, this is why I bring this type of video on. If you're a Nollywood aficionado, you could look at the Nollywood movies. And if you didn't have this wonderful woman in your life, you certainly can consider the characters that they bring on display. And in real life, we're talking about not just hearers, doers of the word. Look at the beauty. Look at the beauty and the examples that she has set times plus one. That is Ubube Ubuyo itself. So yes, there's something to be said about the virtuous woman. There's something to be said about the woman in the mirror doing the work. And we encourage you to indeed do the work. And you have to understand, I would say a woman's character, but certainly a mother's character is built on a few pillars. And pillar one is self-reliance and diligence, right? Again, you have to make lemonade with lemon. You can lick your wounds, at least for a short period of time, you may. But if you continue licking your wounds, you're going to fall through the cracks. So you cannot stay down. You have to get back up again. And the other pillar is integrity and respect. And then the third pillar is the power of community and legacy indeed. So let's get into it. Again, today we're saluting Women of Wisdom and we're looking at Uchenancy herself. So in this case, and again, coming from a leadership coaching perspective, not knowing Uchenancy at any point in time, I'm just saying from what the videos and the smiles of her daughters and what other individuals are saying who know them in terms of character. And the way she also, when you look at her videos, how she brings in her team, how they pray before the movie set starts and how they pray at the end, at the conclusion of a production, and how everyone takes turn to celebrate each other in prayer as well. So let's get into it. So um, I would say Uche Nancy from afar understands that true success comes from within. And her diligence isn't just about providing the physical, the monetary. It's a visible example of character. And hence the reason character matters more than ever because a lot of people are deficient in character. Uchinetsi clearly works hard, saves diligently, and invests wisely. And the investment, most of course, is in her children. It was important for them to go to school, receive an education. Even I saw video with Sonia Uche because her degree was in agriculture. She also has a farm, a chicken farm, that she's working alongside with her dad and I believe her brother or her cousin, right? If that's incorrect, please be sure to correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the understanding. And her daughters really witnessed her journey firsthand. So this is like first row class seat to what to do, how to be a virtuous, honorable woman. And this isn't, again, it's not about financials. It's about teaching them, giving them, not giving them a fish, but teaching them how to fish indeed. And the second pillar I would like to bring to your attention is integrity and respect. This mother's integrity is her compass. She teaches her daughters that their word is their bond and that honest work is the only kind of work. And is about bragging less and showing off your work. And this you can see clearly from the character and the altitude because of her positive attitude of no other than Sonia Uche. So her mom instills a deep respect for family, community, elders, those who wrong her, inclining their ears to wisdom, Proverbs 2 and 2. And she models a more nuanced form of wisdom. So while she teaches them to respect their elders, she also gives them the freedom to learn and forge their own paths and the liberty to do so. I remember there was a video when she was proud to say that Ubube is now a house owner and drives her own car, and she rejoices in the successes and what she has, her kids have been able to do, right? And we say kudos to her. So a crucial lesson in personal leadership is understanding what to adopt and what to adapt from the past and what works to you or not. And then I think the third pillar to conclude this brief salute to Uchenancy and her beautiful family is that while this mother is a primary role model, her story is also building a community, right? You could see her staff members, she's a mentor to them, and other executive producers and young men as well. They look up to her. So it's a beautiful thing. So the inclusion of an adopted daughter is a powerful testament to Uche Nancy's character, or anyone who decides to be a foster mom, a stepmom, uh, an aunt who's more than just an aunt, like a second mom, really giving their time, energy, and even finances to help elevate the family, including their children. So she creates a home where success is not a competition, but a shared goal, where each daughter's achievement is celebrated by all and they all share each other on. So that is very visible when Chinenebe Nebe went to Sonia Uchi's production home and showcased it, because according to the video, some people say Sonia Uchi will never do that on her own, right? But it's not being humble if you're afraid to show off your achievements, right? And the word is show off, but I will rephrase that. Humility is not hiding your achievements. Humility is understanding your achievements and giving really credit to your creator, because it's not you, it's your creator, right? But being braggadocious and saying, look what I have, look at my bling, look at this, and being overexposed on social media and increasing your digital footprint in a negative manner, now that's the opposite of humility. And there's a level of selfishness in there. I did a video for another group of individuals, faith believers, and I stated that the opposite of humility is not pride necessarily, right? The opposite of humility is selfishness, right? Because if you look at the walk, if you're a man or woman of faith, of Jesus Christ, who the world knows as Yahushua Mashiach, who the world knows as Jesus Christ, his faith walk was there to serve. He fed the poor. He healed the sick. He cast out demons, and he did the work. He walked in humility. There was no much bling bling in his walk, right? And let's consider it. Even when he walked into the passage that talks about he directed a member of his team to go get a foal for him to come through so that prophecy can be fulfilled, right? For him to be able to get a foal like that, there's something to be said that he had access, but he opted not to. And again, if you have and you've been blessed, another way of exercising humility is to share it. And certainly that's what Nancy has done. That is visible as well. She has shared what she has earned and learned. And certainly, despite the challenges, she was certainly rewarded. And I know her heart is full. So this character little analysis highlights leadership isn't just a role at work, it's a lifestyle. And Uche Nancy herself, she certainly is a woman of wisdom, and that has passed down to her kids, virtuous woman, according to Proverbs 31. And it is clear that her character is on high. Their diligence, attention to detail, maintaining a level of integrity, and not being overexposed, but using social media for the main reason without being overexposed is a good call as well. Family, this is a little different from the movie analysis, but I know the Uche Nancy family, everyone has great, tremendous respect for as a whole, and it's important to highlight and to salute the leader of that family. Of course, she would say the leader of hers, indeed, her Elohim, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, absolutely. So in terms of the faith and wisdom and prayer, leading prayer group, she certainly does this. And yeah, she should be saluted. So just my little way of saying thank you. I'm so sick and tired of looking at the next generation acting out on social media in every different way. Let's focus on a level of integrity and come back to who we are called to be. And if by chance you're wondering what does that look like in real life, well, you can see clearly what it looks like in real life and still be happy and still be successful. That's it, family, for another episode of Social Walking in Wisdom, a little outside of the box of movie character analysis, but I thought this was needed. It was timely. And after seeing Chinabebe's video that she's proud of, that she's happy that her mother is proud of me, it really begged um, for a breakdown of what this woman really means to them and to the world, right? A lot of tips you can glean from her. So again, thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to Social Walking in Wisdom, please be sure to subscribe, fan out, share this particular video. If you have not looked at any other video, I encourage that you do so. But if by chance you didn't, please use this and fan out because this is a one video every woman needs to see. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, shalom.